Hey everybody, welcome to the Carnivore Revolution. I'm Serena.
And I'm Jess. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe below.
Today we're talking about 5 snack ideas for carnivores or low carb people. And as usual, Jess and I don't know what each other put on our lists.
They're not just snack ideas, but they could also, some of them could be used as side dishes to take places so you know you have something to eat, especially during the holiday season.
Yes, this is such a great time to get together with family and friends, except as a carnivore, there's always that little bit of, will there be anything I can eat there? And so this is a great way for you to ensure that there's something for you to eat when you get to a friend's house or a family gathering. Okay, so my 5 snack ideas are pepperoni. It may not be entirely clean, but it's still a really great snack. Bacon, of course. And then I love to keep some whipped cream on hand. And then also dehydrated meat, not necessarily beef jerky. And then cheese wisps. Those are a great snack idea because they could be used in a dip.
And my 5 are hard-boiled eggs / deviled eggs, pork rinds, prosciutto that you put in the air fryer and make them into chips, or just prosciutto, and then string cheese. And then I did think of another one too that neither one of us said that was a good snack, but not necessarily a side dish because people will think you're crazy. Do you know what it is?
No, I have no
Butter.
idea. Butter. Yeah, that's a great one. Okay, so my first one being pepperoni. I don't necessarily mean like just pepperoni cold out of the refrigerator, out of the bag, although that's a great way to snack on it. We like to take our pepperoni and bake it or microwave it and turn it into chips. It tastes really good, just like it does coming off of a pizza. And so my whole family likes it like that. But I know it's not the cleanest snack idea, but it's better than nothing. And it's full of protein. So that's my first one.
So my first one is hard-boiled eggs or deviled eggs. Who doesn't like a deviled egg? I've never met anyone who didn't like one. And you can absolutely make the deviled eggs 100% carnivore. We have a video on it. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. And you can make it with brown butter also, and it's really good that way. And bacon mayo. Serena made hers with bacon mayo. So that's always a good option.
Everybody in my house loves deviled eggs. And for years, anytime I made hard-boiled eggs, one of the kids would come into the kitchen and say, "Oh, can we make deviled eggs?" So deviled eggs are something that even kids like most of the time. And so having the hard-boiled eggs or the deviled eggs on hand really works out for everybody. So my second one is bacon. I like to always keep bacon in the refrigerator, ready to eat anytime I need a snack, especially at the beginning of being carnivore or extremely low carb. That's just one of those things that almost everybody likes. And bacon just kind of can get you through a sugar craving. So even now that I don't have sugar cravings, I love to keep bacon on hand, ready to eat at all times.
That's a good one. And my number 2 is pork rinds, except you have to be really careful about the pork rinds that you buy because a lot of them are baked or fried in seed oils. So there are a few brands though that just fry them in pork fat. So just make sure the ingredients say fried in pork fat. But pork rinds are a good one, but then don't eat too many because if you eat too many, you get a stomach ache and it's not fun because they're so high in fat.
And pork rinds are a great thing. Sometimes I take those to family gatherings or barbecues in the summertime because everybody else is going to be eating potato chips. And sometimes it's nice to kind of feel like you fit in, even if you don't really need the snack. It's just a nice crunchy way to feel like you're being part of the group, I guess. And then one of the other things I like to keep in the refrigerator, and this is a negative if you can't really do a lot of dairy, but I love to keep whipped cream ready in the refrigerator. And several times a day, I will just take out the bowl and eat a couple of spoonfuls. There's just something really relaxing and comforting about some homemade whipped cream.
And the only thing you need for whipped cream is heavy cream, and you just whip it until it turns into whipped cream. It's easy peasy. So my number 3 is prosciutto. You can either just get slices of prosciutto at the store and snack on those, or you can put the slices in the air fryer, kind of like Serena does with her pepperonis, and they turn into little chips that are extremely satisfying if you are looking for that crunch.
Yeah, and the other thing about the prosciutto chips is that they're very salty. And so it really takes that, getting rid of those cravings kind of to another level because it's so savory and salty in your mouth. It really feels like a chip.
So for the prosciutto chips, you just put them in the air fryer at 400 for about 10 minutes, but check on them. And once they get a little crispy, you can take them out. And as they cool, they'll start to get crispier and then have that nice snap.
My next one is dehydrated meat or meat chips. I like to get the meat at the grocery store that's already sliced really, really thin for like stir fry. And I cut them into little squares. And when they dehydrate, they turn into like this big and they kind of get rounded on the edges. And it really feels like a chip. We had some friends over recently and I put a bowl of those on the table and everybody ate them with dip just like they did the potato chips. So the downside is everybody else likes them, but the upside is that you have a chip to eat.
And you could also make your own jerky that way too.
Yes, absolutely. I let this go for a little bit longer than jerky. And I guess because the pieces are smaller, they get a little bit crispier, but I do it on dehydrate for, I don't know, between 4 and 5 hours. You just kind of have to keep feeling them and wait for the right texture for you.
My number 4 is string cheese. And that was one thing that I actually kept on hand when I was first carnivore, just mozzarella, string cheese. I would just eat it and I'm a weirdo and I eat it. I munch on it. I don't strip it. Yeah. Yeah. But that was one thing I always had as a snack was string cheese.
And then my last one is cheese wisps. You've seen them at the grocery store. They're usually a lot of times like on the salad dressing aisle with the croutons. Sometimes you can find them with the chips or on an end cap, but they're really good little round chips. You can get them in different flavors. You can get the Parmesan. My favorite is the cheddar, but those really feel like you're eating a chip, but they taste like cheese. So it's kind of like eating a cheese covered chip, but it's a great portable way to make sure that you have a snack on hand. They sell big bags, like a family size, and then they sell the little bags that are like the same size as a mini bag of chips. You can just throw those in your purse or your overnight bag or the bag of snacks that you're taking to someone's house. And that can kind of really get you through either a craving or a time when everybody else is snacking and you just need something to munch on.
Yep. And then just butter, which is just a great thing to have on hand as a carnivore. If it seems weird now, eventually you'll be one of those carnivores that just eats a stick of butter right out of the paper. And you're actually doing that right now this month, right? Do you want to talk about that actually?
Yeah. So this month I'm doing a stick of butter a day, which I really have been eating a stick of butter a day, or at least I thought I was, but I wasn't like getting out a stick of butter and saying, okay, this is my butter for the day. I was just using lots of butter. I think I wasn't really doing a full stick. And the other thing is that the truth is I don't sleep very well. I wake up multiple times a night and I hear that a lot. Some people say it's your cortisol dropping. Other people say it's your hormones. And I did see a video with Dr. Bright recently where she talked about that stick of butter a day and how calming butter can be and that it can actually lower your cortisol levels. And so I'm actually keeping some butter on my nightstand. And if I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, or I get up in the middle of the night, if I wake up at all, I take a bite of butter. And actually the last 3 nights I have been sleeping a lot better. Last night I actually didn't wake up at all, which is crazy. I wake up at least once every night, but there are nights where I wake up at 3:30 to use the restroom and don't go back to sleep till 5:30 or 6. I mean, it is like I just lay there hoping I can go back to sleep. And so the butter has actually really helped me a lot in the last couple of days. So that's something that I'm planning on continuing for the rest of the month. So butter is an awesome snack. One thing that I have found though, is if you can't really get down that much butter, or you feel like it's not really a snack for you, try unsalted butter. Once you're fat adapted and you're used to not eating sweet things, that unsalted sweet cream butter really just has this sweet flavor that is so decadent. And so I'm finding that that's kind of my new favorite thing is the unsalted butter, just because the flavor, it's so creamy without the salt. It's just really, really good.
Well, yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Those are some great snacks / maybe side dish ideas that you can bring along with you if you're going to any get-togethers this holiday season.
Thank you for joining us. Hope everybody has a happy December. We'll see you next time on the Carnivore Revolution.